Hello everyone, how we doing? Welcome back, Simply Booner UK. So, as you can see, new tank arrived. Let me spin this camera around. But, as you can see, we've got a little wee bit of new tank syndrome. I don't know if you can see the bloom in there, but yeah, it's cloudy. You can tell it's not quite up to scratch on the cycle. Although seeded media was added, as well as seeded resin was added, it just was not enough. It just was not enough to carry the cycle over. So we're starting off again, fishing cycle, but I do believe after this water change I'm about to perform, we are going to be cooking on gas. And the cycle will have caught up. I'm just waiting for the sump to break siphon so I can crack on with getting it emptied. My plan was to get a 7-foot in the living room. Yeah, I'm going to spin you around again. So my plan was to get a 7-foot in here and get rid of the rack. That's just not viable for me. It's not a viable option for a couple of reasons. The main reason being the space I have to work with. It's a tiny bit of room that I've got to work with, so I'm not going to bother. I'm going to keep these as my working tanks. The fry are doing sound, by the way. True Chindunga, Fanes Maconde, Fully M Benji, Fanes Maconde, Masobo Magunga, and can you guess what else? Fanes Maconde, well done. And also in there there's a few Fully M Benji. Over here, Pseudotrophius Galanos M Benji, and can you guess what else? Fanes Maconde. Fanes Maconde, you've come to the end of the use for me. Not the end of the use. That's not correct. I'm putting them into retirement, basically. I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fry out of them. I've had Betty pack it in. This thing here, these sausage dogs, I swear down, never ever, and I've had dogs my whole life if I ever dealt with an animal like this. Insolent, does not listen, barks at me neighbour 3 streets away, farts. Great guard dog, bloody irritating. Back to the fishies. Yeah, so the Maconde are my favourite group. I absolutely love the Maconde. He was the first wild MCAT that I imported with a certain group of lads. You know who you are. I think everybody knows who they are, to be honest with you. Declan, Jamie. Yeah, me, Declan and Jamie done an order from Stadel. And yeah, it meant a lot to me. I think that was the very last order I done in the hobby where the hobby was booming. And the Fanes Maconde has been with me since. I love him. He's going nowhere. So this tank, the DD Reef 1100, I do believe it is, has been bought for him to retire into, for him to see the last of his days out in. I've had hundreds of fry out of him, and I don't want to flood any more out there. So what's left? In them fry tanks I've just shown you, if you're interested, make sure you get booked on them, because any more fry out of this group is not going to be sold. Not at all. I'm not even keeping them. They're getting spat into the tank, and any survivors will contribute to my group. Apart from that, the Maconde are retired people. So, yeah, I'm on the lookout for another replacement group to breed from. If you're aware of any decent wild MCAT groups, let me know. Let me know. Also, I'm not just going MCAT either. I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into BB, into standard fish. And I think that deserves a little bit of an explanation as well. So, me personally, I am a fully fledged MCAT pervert. If the group hasn't got MCAT in, I'm not interested. I'm not willing to spend out on a group if it's got MCAT in. And by having that attitude, I'm cutting more than half the hobby off from myself. They can't be caught on every shipment. And when they are caught, they're limited numbers, so I'm not always going to be able to secure myself an MCAT group. And there was a comment made in one of the chats by a lad, I'm pretty sure it was Connor, down in South Wales. It may have even been Musa up Bradford ways. But either way, the comment was made, when people come to my house, it's never the MCAT that people say, wow, look at that. It's always the BB and the standard. And I thought to myself, like, I pictured the people walking into my house and the people when they see the tank and what their reactions are. And he was right. I've never ever had one person say to me, wow, look at that MCAT. It's always been the standards, unless it's been a fellow Mbuna enthusiast. Then of course they know what the MCAT is and they appreciate it. So, I'm going to put a lot of more effort into standards and to trying to get standards appealing to people. The amount of people that try to get fish from me and they're asking for MCAT groups, and I can't give them MCAT groups because I've only got standard groups, simply because MCATs are a rarity at the end of the day. They're not meant to exist. The best way I can describe them are the genetic mutations. They shouldn't hold the colour patterns that they do. And that's what makes it so appealing to me. But because of that, they're not in every spawn. You've got to have the conditions right. You've got to have parents that are both carrying the OB gene in order to produce it. Yet they're just not in every spawn. And even then, when you spawn from MCAT and OB, or even MCAT standard, whatever it is, you're not guaranteed to be getting MCAT out of that spawn. There's still a chance you won't. There's been a case very recently near me, Declan, I'm speaking about you here, where he's had his O'More, Fuel, Borney and Benji breed, and there's not one single O in the whole spawn. It can happen. But anyway, I'm going on a bit. I'm not discounting standard wild groups is what I'm trying to say, and I'm going to be pushing them a lot more. The trouble I have at the minute with me wanting to push them is I've got no BBs at size. However, I've kept Fanes Maconde BBs back because I want to showcase how nice these groups can look, how nice a BB group can look. I mean, at the minute, let me spin you that. At the minute, the Juvies are still in the all black stage. So they're not coloured up. They're not coloured up yet, so I can't really showcase how good they can look. But bear with me, bear with me while I do that, because I do intend on doing that. And like I've just said, that's also going to be opening a massive chunk of the hobby up with myself. More fish, more fish. So anyway, I need to stop waffling because I need to do this water change. I'm going to try and put it on some sort of a time lapse while I do it, just in case it interests people. But if not, and you're calling it a day here, thanks for watching. Sorry I haven't been about. Take care, and I'll see you very soon with another video when I can think of what to record, and when I can record it as well, of course, because it's pretty difficult doing the things that I want to show with the fish when it's only one person. So anyway, I digress. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is Simply Buna UK in a bit ski. As you can see, we're just in the middle of refilling it now. I'm going to put you back on a time lapse until it's done. So, cut back to me when this tank is done and looking perfecto. Bear with me folks, we're on the last run. While the other tank's filling up, it's actually time for me to feed these guys. So let me get you on the stand. Come with me while I feed my fishies. So, as a lot of you will be aware, and Boona can be pretty tricky to feed, I rate Malawi Flake by Tropical. The brand Tropical I put up there, like, it's my number one basically. The only things that are cons to it that aren't pros to the Tropical, the only cons to it are, it's not always in stock in the UK, so sometimes you've got to get it from over in Europe. Delivery adds up on that, and it's pretty expensive, but for good reason. In the UK and for value for money, I stand by Origin. I've never had a problem with Origin, with their veggie flake, spot on, and with this, the premium Malawi formula, which are granules, which look just like that. I don't know if you can see them, just small granules. And then the veggie flake by Origin. They're probably the best UK available food. Followed in third place by Vitalis, but like I said, Malawi Trop Flakes is my go-to. Never had a problem with it while I've been feeding it, as in excess growth. I get good growth in my fry and good growth in the main stock. Want to get yourself a decent pinch for your tank. I put in what can be cleared in about 60 seconds. Give it 1 minute, that tank will be clear. Onto the fry. With the fry, I just use the same flake as normal. Also mixed with the Colour XXL by Tropical. That's a higher protein and it aids with a better growth in your fry. But where just crush your fry, normal flake, in it goes. Lovely bloody jubbly. The next fish up and a little bit bigger, so I don't want to grind it down into so much of a powder. I want some little bits in there so you can get a nice mouthful. That's what they all say. Yes, I know. Next up we've got some Fuboni Catale. They're going to Jamie Webb tomorrow. He's up to see me. Looking forward to seeing you, Jamie. Absolutely stunning, this hen cat. Full yellow base, baby blue nose. Lovely jubbly. They're gone tomorrow. They're only going in bags for a couple of hours, which is why I'm still feeding. If they were being posted, they would have had minimum 24 hours to starve. Last up. And then over there, you can't see them because the camera's fixed, but I've got the Galanos, Benji and some Womaconde. Absolutely tiny, a couple of mil, so their food goes to dust. The other tank's still filling, so I'll feed them later on when the water's settled. Job done. Tropical Malawi Flake. Boom, the food of kings. Boona, baby. Okie dokie then. So as we can see, the tank's been filling. I've got my water change line here, which is where to fill to. I don't know if you can see that with that angle. I'll just give you a little twizzy wizzy. There you go. If you can't see it now, unlucky ducky. So I've got my tank marked here with a little line, my water change line, and I'll fill to that level. I'm just waiting for it to go there, and then I'll knock the tap off, whack my pump on, get the system running again, and I can get my dogs out for a walk, because they are irritating the life out of me. It does take a while to get these tanks done, to be fair. So you've been patient waiting for me, haven't you, son? Hey, you've been patient waiting for me, haven't you? Yeah, good lad. Good lad. Right, that's us with our water change line. Let's get things rocking. Lovely jubilee. Right, said Fred. Here we go. Here we go, Rodney. Right. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, pumps back in. The system's going to start running again now. The shunt is going to drop down to its run level. Bingo. As you can see, water coming through now. Sump's levelling itself out. Check my temp. Fantastic. There we have it, just waiting for the overflow to fill. Something called full siphon apparently, and that's when your tank's going to run silently. Something new to me. Might take a little bit of adjustment this, as I'm about to go over my overflow. Yeah. So, on the tap under here, I'm going to give it a little, not even an eighth of a turn to the left. Left will lower your levels, right will higher it. So, left. Fanny's hair of a turn. That'll take a couple of minutes to take effect and find its level. By that time, I would have walked my dogs, everything would have been gravy. I'll come back and see how it's going. The water will be clear. I'll get these fish fed. Success. Look, I still can't speak because I still haven't had my fucking teeth. Successful water change. Thanks for joining me. Simply Booner UK. Fill them tanks with Booner. Swerve communities. Defo no peas and haps. Booner rule.